right, so this drill training video that we're making right now, we're working with Engine 7. The new high-rise packs that we're getting, okay? All the green hose that we have, the diameter is 2 inches, all right? The nozzles that we have on here, 2.5-inch couplings, all right, with a 1-inch tip, okay? The green hose is 75-foot lengths, is just for high-rise, all right? The orange hose that we have up on top here, those are 50-foot lengths. It's still 2-inch hose, all right? But this is the equivalent of a 2.5-inch line. It has an 1.1/8 tip. It's flowing higher GPM than the 1-inch tip that's on our high-rise hose here. All right, what we're going to do today is we have 2 bundles, okay? Each bundle is 75 feet. Combined, it makes 150. What we're going to show is what the importance of packing this the correct way with the orientation of the couplings and why, okay? This bundle right here is packed correctly in the sense of the orientation where the male is on the, if you look at the bundle this way, okay, our male fittings are going to be on the left side, all right? So this is one configuration when we put this together. When you put the bundles together, they should hook up this way, all right? Now, this one here is when you do it the opposite or the same, what's going to happen is when the bundles come together, and a lot of times what's going to happen is when you look down the hose line, all right, when you look at the actual threads themselves, that's where you're going to make the decision where, I know I'm going to get a little, some concerns when I say it this way, but this is the one time in the fire service where we can say is the male is always right, okay? So when we look down this hose, remember that. Once we put this together, it's going to make more sense. But if you take the male couplings as you're looking down, so the couplings are going to be down the other end, when you walk it down, if you put the male on the right, okay, every bundle in the city will be exactly the same. So if we have to extend these, and engine 1 is different than engine 2, the issue is going to be is when we put these bundles together, we're going to have a problem, okay? If you guys, everybody packs them the same way, when we put these bundles together, they're going to marry up together, okay? We're going to deploy our backup bundle, and our nozzle bundle, depending on what the captain tells you to do, is going to go either to the floor below or to the actual fire floor. All right, but the orientation of this is important when we put these together. Once we put this out, you'll understand what I'm talking about. What we're doing now is we're going to use Engine 7's bay for this scenario. All right. Once we come through the downwatch room, we can go up the stairs. All right, that's going to signify the fire floor. We always are going to go to the floor below the fire. Never are we ever going to stretch from the fire floor, okay? So some things that are new with the department. We're going to have actually, we normally have a nozzle guy, we have a backup guy, okay? With high-rise, we're going to introduce another name called the control firefighter. The control firefighter, he's going to be the guy that's going to be actually at the wheel, okay? We have an inline pressure gauge now. We have a way of adjusting the pressures there. All right, the control firefighter's job is just that. When he gets assigned to that position, that's all he does for the duration of the incident. Because the pressure that's going into this line is important, where if he loses pressure or there's too much pressure, he can make the adjustments, and if there is an issue with the system, he's going to see it right away. Having a control firefighter is like bringing the pump panel from the lobby up to the 20th floor, wherever the fire is, all right? That being said, okay, I know we've had issues when we do stretch. We stretch in the stairwells, and it becomes a problem. Lines get kinked up, all right? And the biggest thing with the worst part about stretching in a stairwell is there's no real estate. Meaning, you go in the stairwell and you try and stretch the hose, it's all over the place. If you take 2 steps out in the hallway, you got hallways that are 100 feet long. You can put all this hose everywhere, and there's not going to be an issue, all right? So when you put these bundles down, so in the scenario with the elevator video, okay, the fire is reported on floor 10. We're going to go to floor 9. These 2 bundles are going to get dropped in the hallway, okay? The backup bundle, not the nozzle bundle, automatically this bundle here is going to get broken, okay? This is the one that you're going to take and you're going to put basically right next to the door that then leads into the stairwell where your standpipe wheel is, okay? Your next step is to take the nozzle bundle and put it next to it. And this is what's important about these couplings being oriented correctly, all right? Control firefighter, who's going to be firefighter Staines, he's gone. He's going in there and he's starting to build out his at the standpipe wheel with the equipment that he needs, okay? The other firefighter, we're going to put this together, okay? Do not unhook anything until your first step is we're going to put these couplings together and we're going to turn these into 150 feet with 2 bundles. All right, the next step. The reason why I say don't take this apart until you do this is because we don't want this thing to fall apart and it becomes a mess. The backup bundle is the only bundle that is guaranteed is going to have to come apart, all right? And it's going to be stretched on the floor below. So you undo it, we're going to undo it, okay? What's going to happen here is you're going to take this guy off here, all right? And this part here, which is the middle part, all right? Take this, Danny. You just want to basically, when you come out, you want to step into this. Okay. Step into it and walk it out. And Ernie, as this Captain Lunetta, as this comes out, you watch him go down, but also look how this deploys. Open your arms as much as you can. Good. Okay? So what we're doing is a one-man stretch. Perfectly looped. Now he's going to come back to this bundle here, all right? The next thing we're going to do is we're going to give the terminating end to our control firefighter, and he's going to hook it up in the stairwell. So now once our backup line is hooked up to our control fire position at the standpipe wheel, the nozzle firefighter is waiting for orders from his captain. The deciding factor of where this nozzle bundle goes is at the fire floor, okay? If the captain opens the door and it's clear, meaning there's no smoke in the hallway at all, we need to believe at this point that the door to the apartment is closed. All right, we're not concerned with flashover, we're not concerned with wind-driven fire. All right, the apartment is isolated from the hallway. We would say that the hallway is safe. We're gonna pick this up, keep the seatbelts on, and now we're gonna walk this to the actual fire apartment, and we're gonna deploy it the same way we did now. Break it, pull it out, call for water, and go from there. All right. In this scenario, due to the fact that we're not in a high-rise building, all right, we're in the firehouse. We're going to say that when Captain Lunetta opened up the door, there was smoke to the floor. Okay, he closed the door back up, so now we know there's either a fire in the hallway, okay, or the fire apartment is open, and we're not going to take the chance of going down that hallway with a dry line, especially one that's packed in the bundle in the smoke. Okay, because we got to be a concern of if that hallway lights up and you don't have water, it's over. You're never going to have a chance. You're going to burn alive in the hallway. Okay. So what we're going to do now is Captain Lunetta yelled down to firefighter Espelot, the door must be open. There's smoke. We need to deploy this down on the floor below. Okay. So what we're going to do now is repeat the process of what we did now. Get your seatbelts. Top parts come off again, just flop them over. Because what we're looking for is this middle piece here. Just basically walk in it and walk it out. The wider you make your arms, the bigger the loop. Alright, good. Alright, so now after we're all said and done, if we look at this, if you do the math, it's a 75-foot length. We took 75 feet and split it in half, made it in a perfect loop. So when we do charge this, you don't have to worry about kinks or anything like that. Once he gets water, he's going to open the nozzle. The control firefighter is going to set his pressure. Okay, and this is where what's different now is the second due engine, how important this is. Our fire attack in this scenario is going to start from the 9th floor. So this is a big line. Before you even get to the hallway of the fire floor, you're going to have to go up how many stairs, make a 180-degree turn, go down the stairs, get in the apartment door. So you think about all those turns, all right? The second due engine is huge to get up here and assist with the advancement of this line, all right? The backup line, which we'll talk about another time, is going to be with engine 3 and 4. But for the initial tack line, engine 1 and 2, we're going to work together to make sure that we get this line in there and get quick water on this fire, all right? We're coming in with big water, we're coming in with a smooth bore, and we're coming in with manpower, which is the most important thing at any high-rise fire. Get the fire out as quick as possible, and things will always get better. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna review how to pack this. And again, I say the orientation is the most important part of this, because there are buildings out there where 150 feet of hose isn't enough. So if we have to add another bundle to it, we want to make sure that engine 2 setup is the same as engine 1. So all we got to do is just click it together. If it's wrong, not a huge deal, but just you're kind of, at that point you're twisted up, and we don't need to be. If everybody does the same thing, everything's going to work out better. All right. So fire's out. Okay, we drain the line. We're taking it apart. So disconnect these couplings here. All right, disconnect the coupling off of the control side here. All right, so like anytime when we drain a line, we're gonna put it out straight. So if you don't have the room in the upstairs to do it, we'll do it downstairs, outside. So basically what I want you to do is, okay, you got the nozzle there, which is the male. The same thing here, you got the male here. Just walk this out straight all the way out, okay? You're good. All right, so now when I say the male goes to the right, when you bring this back, we want to put the male coupling on the right side of this setup. So we're basically splitting this in half. All right, so bring down your side over there. We're going to get the female on that side, but when you get back, you're going to put your male. It's always going to be to the right. Go ahead, Danny, walk it back. So even though firefighter Esquila came back with the female, the biggest thing was the orientation was the male was on the right when we started here. Okay, and we're going to line up on the nozzle side. We're going to line up the end of the coupling with the end of the nozzle. Okay? So the next thing we're going to do from this point is everything's together. There's no kinks. If you look down the line here, you're going to have your firefighter at the halfway point. He's going to walk it all the way back to us, and it's going to end up right here. And firefighter Esquila, as he goes, once he gets here, we're just going to put everything together. All right, so our halfway point is going to end up right behind these couplings. Okay, and now all you're going to do is put all these together. All right, the next thing you're going to do is repeat the process. Come over again. And you'll see that the hose eventually is going to get memory. All right, and then the last part we're going to do is we're going to come on this side. Okay, we're going to come back this way, and it's going to end up just like this. Okay. All right, so we're issued 4 straps. All right, 3 of the straps are just to hold the hose down, and one of them is going to be the nozzle. Okay, my recommendation is the one that's the nozzle, because it's going to be a little bit longer. Take a magic marker, put nozzle on it, okay? The big thing here is, remember, this is going to be the same always. So once you preset these straps, you should never have to mess with them again. Obviously, you want to make them as tight as possible, all right? So, just remember, try and get everything the same. So however you guys do it, not a huge thing, but if you want to put the buckle where the male coupling is, okay, we're going to put this together, squeeze this down. We make this as tight as possible, all right? And we're going to put this together over here. They're all pre-rigged, so they should go. Same one over here. Okay, then we're going to repeat the process with the nozzle bundle. With this one, when the fold comes up here, we want to lay it right next to the handle here so it almost locks it in right behind the coupling. Okay? there. Try and get this up here again. And then just step on that fold so it's nice and tight. And then again, the last one is always you come back this way. All right. Put everything together and say, you get a good step on this thing. All right. So now that third one should be, that doesn't say nozzle, should go here. Try and match up the orientation the best you can. And then your nozzle one's going to go over the nozzle, right? So you want to try and get it if you can. So this is good that you did this, but just remember now, if the strap is not over the nozzle as you're walking with it, this thing's going to be hitting you in the face. All right, so we want to try and make this go here. All right, so that the nozzle doesn't fall anywhere. And if you did it right, everything is oriented, ready to go. Perfect.